Most famous hunts from here, so yeah, it oozes history. I've been here 100 years. It's evolution, I guess. We roll on, but here now, you're never going to get the last animal out of here, so we're better off managing them.
If you don't have management, what do you have? Mismanagement. That's obviously the opposite to it, isn't it? You know, I suppose what they mean is they don't want management, they want extermination. But then they have to think, well, that's not possible. It's not an option.
The ultimate outcome of our nation is to have the lowest possible numbers of deer in the Wapiti area and get the highest possible quality. And to do that, we've just got to actually target bred deer, crossbred deer, and then the bottom end of the Wapiti top animals. And we're starting to do that now.
I believe in a pretty short time span that they've achieved a hell of a lot. They came in when deer numbers were well and truly on the increase again, and definitely had to be dealt with, and they're doing that, and we're starting to see there are lower numbers than there were several years ago. There's still a lot more to be done. There's still animals that need to come out, a lot of reds and poorer quality wops, but we're starting to see better quality antlers as a result of this program. And the vegetation looks in pretty good heart. There are one or two areas, I think, that are becoming of some concern, but those have been addressed.
They're here now, can never get rid of them, and so if they're carefully managed, there's something where we've got the technology, we've got the equipment with helicopters to manage numbers, and we'll never ever see the problems that they caused in the past. And of course, with the recreational hunters, have a system in place where there's a voluntary donation made for those who participate in the bugle period. So we've got the resources, the financial resources, to actually manage numbers should the venison industry fall over again. And history has a habit of repeating itself, and you can't rely on that commercial value to do it. But hunters have actually demonstrated that they can, and they're willing to actually pay for managing their own resource, and that's quite important. And it's actually a new direction of recreational hunting in New Zealand. It's the only place in New Zealand where a recreational hunter is actually putting up his hand, put his hand in his pocket, and is funding his own recreation.
The Wapiti Foundation's cooperation with the Department of Conservation in managing the Wapiti in balance with their environment shows what proper management of wild animals can achieve. The Department of Conservation must distance itself from failed extermination policies of impractical and nonsensical ideas and statements which have caused a further demise of our native flora and fauna. Perhaps after 100 years, the bureaucrats and politicians may at last summon the courage to learn from the mistakes of the past and manage the effects of wild animals for the benefit of both the forest and hunters. Or will the bureaucracy that now rules the mountains ensure that the same mistakes will be made for the next 100 years?
It'd be a good thing if everyone could do that.
Fjord and Wapiti are a very unique animal. They live in a very unique place, a very special place for a lot of reasons. This is an area that increasingly is managed by hunters for hunters within other environmental constraints that other stakeholders have in this special place. It's a win-win outcome for hunting and conservation that we are all striving for here. It's not about one particular group or objective gaining ascendancy. This is about working together and seeking positive win-win outcomes. You guys have a really critical role to play as well, every single one of you. When you look down that scope and pull that trigger, you're exercising a management decision. Think about that. That's a huge responsibility for this resource.